Ladies and gentlemen, but I know Swapnina's story. She designs for aviation companies. She designs for uniforms basically, and she makes them more appealing, more interesting. And her process is something that she'll take us through. She's going to be in a conversation with RUHAIL AMIN, who is the senior editor for BW Businessworld. So please welcome them with a loud round of applause. Swapnila Purecha, founder, Swaps Couture.
Namaste everyone.
Thank you, Swapnila. This is, of course, I mean, what a day it has been, you know, wonderful conversations and so much to learn, so much to take away. So, you know, this particular conversation is a little bit different because we have seen mainstreaming of design. We've seen how design, when it comes to fashion, has been about ramp, about expensive clothes, about, you know, bringing out a new label, but this is quite different. Swapnila's story is quite different. Swapnila, you know, you, instead of starting your brand, you chose to get into a different business altogether, and that is getting into the uniforms, you know, ecosystem. I mean, what made you choose that different line, different track? Yeah.
I'll start with that. No, I saw that. No? Am I?
Yes.
Okay. So I saw a gap that most of the designers,
Closest.
fashion designers, they choose to have their own label, you know, and I decided that this sector of uniform also needs a lot of variations and, you know, improvement and innovations. So, and if you go to any restaurant, you know, I used to focus that, you know, everything is good, the decor is nice, everything. But before a person opens the mouth, you see the presentation.
Of course.
Person's presentation, and that's the outfit.
Right.
And overall grooming. Then I slowly started doing hotels, and then I moved to aviation, airports, and now I'm also working closely for defense sector.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the story. Yeah.
You know,
That's
tell me, you know, of course, it's part of the brand connect. You know, if you are spending so much in your cuisines, for example, if I take the
Right.
restaurant business, if you are spending so much on the furniture and the design, of course, the uniform becomes a critical part of your brand story.
Yes.
How, tell me, when it comes to spending and designing uniforms, which sectors do you cater to the most? Where is the order coming from? Where is the business, you know, coming the most from?
All right. So, see, as I told you, I started with the hotel industry, and then I start like right now I'm working with almost all Adani uniform airports, and I also GMR. And my recent project was this Nita Mani Mukesh, you know. So I did like I was one of the main uniform vendors. And there was a Dior show which was done by Taj.
Right.
So I was
recently, yes.
Recently,
yes.
so I was part of that also. But so hotel industry and aviation industry and lot of corporates, and we are also to export. So first focus is like, you know, to do it for our own country, and then of course we want to, you know, make in India, made in India thing, you know, it always gives us pride. So now I'm also an exporter, and almost 7 countries so far I've reached.
To.
Yes, yes, we have reached. Yeah.
You know, of course, the success that you have touched is not been easier. I think when we spoke outside, you told me about the COVID phase when, you know, we were all grappling, the business was grappling, especially the export business was grappling. What was a turnaround story for you? How did you go from a low, you know, number of orders to where you are today?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So during COVID, you know, the industry that I'm closely working with, aviation and hotel, they both were, you know, and exports were like not allowed at all. So I was like, now where my people will go, what will I do? So I thought there's a possibility, because medical industry, like, you know, you had a lot of requirements of PPs, and hospitals had requirement of doctor's code for patients. So then I started exploring in that area, and within 2 days, like, it came in my mind, like, I can't let my people jobless. And that year, my turnover doubled, and more, I mean, we have really grown with that new concept. So if same machine can make a fashionable outfit, it can also make a utility thing need of the hour. So we should be ready for the change, adapt, do, and grow.
Right.
Not alone. With,
Right.
with the people, yes.
Right, so you're a NIFT graduated, NIFT alumni, and normally NIFT people just look at fashion in a certain way and they just go to the mainstream, the ramp and the expensive bits. I mean, how can we include more options for them? And for example, what you have started, I mean, how can people change and go to different tracks when they pass out from prestigious
See, when
fashion
you
schools?
all come a fashion design, fashion is going to be in your veins. You cannot detach from that. It is within each one of us. The moment we enter a fashion college, or, like how Anuj mentioned that, I was not good in sketching, but then design was inside him, so it comes within us. Like, he is also innovated something. So we all can think out of the box, innovate something which can eventually help more people grow. So I always wanted to, I belong to a place, a very small city in Bihar, Madhubani, and in our, in Bihar, there's a scarcity of employment is still a very big challenge. So if you see your auto rickshaw and a lot of people, they come from the city and then they look for the job. So from childhood, it was in my mind. I'll do fashion, but I want to do something which can help grow more employment, So I wanted to be in manufacturing first and foremost, and uniform helped me that. And recently I have a fashion label as well, which I've launched in Saudi and UAE, and slowly trying to, grow more. But then I always wanted to have like employment. That was my one thing,
Right.
Yeah.
So Tanvie, what's your advice to young entrepreneurs, especially from the fashion design world? What would you like to tell them? What are the learnings for you in your journey that you would like to share with them?
So I'll say two things. Now things have become too digital. People do sketches digitally. They are like send a design to a factory job worker, just come up, do this design. But I think it's a lot about feel. They have to go traditional way. Go to the market, go feel the fabric, the thread, the button, the color, and then create. Like that signature, like if you see his design, I mean, it's a signature. You see Sabya's design, you can understand it's their design. So come up with something which is within you. So I will tell something about myself. Recently I have won an award, a winner of this national award for one of my innovation. So along with everything, I wanted to do something for the nation, not just employment. So I have done ribbon covers for defense sector, and that is like, that was my personal thing. I really wanted to do. So that was my another passion. So keep your passion and then come up with something, Just not what everybody is doing, do design, get it done, I'll make a successful business. No. Forget that part. Focus on your passion and what you want to do.
Right.
Just do that and then leave it.
Right. Just to understand, we have 4 minutes left, this domain better. We have, our workplaces are becoming very different, offices don't have the structure that they used to have.
Yeah.
Uniforms, people wear casual dress or sometimes in startup culture is very different. In this kind of an environment, how is this industry when it comes to uniforms beyond schools, the corporate part of it? I mean, is it growing? What have you seen? What are the bigger trends that are there in this space?
So I'll say something. See, previously the concept of uniform was you are structured with a formal shoes and like that. Now, if you see Akasa Airlines uniform, it's an airlines, you see how airline uniform, it's like, dress or a skirt with a stocking and formal shoes, but they have, the whole concept has changed. The comfort matters, so you have to make sure that person is comfortable And the moment you see 5 persons standing in a uniform, even like armed force, it gives that power. The person, the moment they come in that uniform, they get the power, I'm ready for it. You come, you change, and I'm ready for it.
Also, you don't have to think too much what to wear next day, right?
Yeah.
Right. Finally, as a young entrepreneur, what have you learned about building a brand from scratch to success? What are the elements that go into making a new brand successful according to you?
So, first of all, go to the ground and don't miss out the steps. It is your thing you have to do, and then you have to make sure that you are giving to your team and making clear everyone that okay, first step is this, second is this, third is this, and keep your passion on forever. Don't believe in that autopilot mode. You have to be there.
Right. Wonderful. I think a round of applause for Swapnila's passion and what she's doing in the fashion space. Thank you so much, Swapnila, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, I think it's over to you, Shobha. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, RUHAIL, and thank you, Swapnila, for sharing your insights, your journey, and of course, who doesn't like to know about how uniforms are made. Please stay back with us. I would request RUHAIL to give our token of appreciation to Swapnila for joining us today at the BW Future of Design Summit and Awards 2023.